so big. Stories is something that make us be united because everybody can relate to stories. No matter who is the main character or who are the characters in general, if you're really going for something that is meaningful and exactly like she said, something that's gonna make you feel something, that's gonna make you think about something, or that's even gonna challenge your own thinking, it's always stories that are the most powerful. When you think about The Lord of Rings, that is a classic at this point, you see that. You see the whole dynamic in the fantasy world. Even if you're black, white, green, blue, doesn't matter. When stories are good, when they're challenging, when they're meaningful, it doesn't matter. The race don't even matter. The skin color don't matter. The gender don't matter. Because it's something that is a lot deeper than that. And I want to say that God put that on us. When you're reading the Bible and you're reading all the stories, there's always a lesson behind it. Think about the prodigal son, when how it changed throughout leaving home, being another person, messing up, and then coming back to the dad, to the father, saying sorry, recognizing all of that, the love of the father for the son, and the love that never changed, even when he left, the bigger love that he had when he came back, that makes you feel about something that is a lot bigger than you. And that is so much more bigger because it gets to touch the love of God for us and all the relationships in between. Because the dad in that prodigal son represents the father, represents God because he is the father. And sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we are not the perfect children. I want to say, I'm not the perfect child. I'm stubborn. I can be rebellious at times. Sometimes I just don't listen. And then when I mess up and I realize that I mess up and I realize that it was not the way of doing things, I'm like, oops, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And that is something that is hard to comprehend, especially nowadays, because it's so narcissistic. The bigger tragedies to me is that people find politics being a lot more entertaining than watching a movie. It is true. Or people and the whole dynamic behind the politics in general, especially in the United States. I feel like it's something that is unique because they don't have that political politeness that a lot of Europeans may have. So you see a lot of humanity, but a lot of people messing up in the political realm, especially nowadays. So it gets you to think and just ask questions. Why are they doing what they do? When you come back to it with stories and where people can see themselves and see that beginning, middle, and end and start questioning and then trying to understand, that's how people get drawn to you because you are speaking their language. Sharing stories is a language. I remember a couple of years ago when I was coming back to my faith more stronger. I've always gone to church on Sundays, but I didn't have that depth that I have today where I'm still getting deeper and getting to understand my faith as a Christian, as a Catholic. And I remember at some point I was watching so many testimonies of Protestants, especially in the United States, when they got saved and how they found God again and how they are so much more happier. I could eat that up for hours and hours and hours. The same thing goes with something that is probably like the opposite, criminal investigations. Understanding psychopath murders and killing and all those people that was doing the most atrocious things. My question has always been, why? Why are they doing it? And you are getting through the childhood, through the abuses, you're getting through the choices they make. And you see that as a movie. And you see the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you get a lesson from that. Even if it's the worst story ever, you get a lesson. Even if you don't relate directly, you feel something. Either you feel a lot of pain and sadness for those people, or you feel a lot of sadness for the victims as well, or you feel that compassion for the families being involved in this. And we started recently watching Breaking Bad, something that I never had watched before. I knew about it. A lot of people were watching it, but I never necessarily got interested so much in it for some reason. And now we're watching that. And when I see the life of Jesse, I see the life of Walt, it's a chaos. I mean, Jesse for me represents the person that needs love. He didn't get that from his parents. Whatever happened, he just didn't get that. And he was very influenceable. And when you see that, you never were into drugs, never even got close to it, you don't need to try it to see the power of the story through him and how he changed, the choices that he makes. You get lessons from that. Not only to not take drugs, it should be obvious, but don't trust anyone. Don't fall into the trap of meeting people and saying yes and go to the parties and get influenced by people that you don't know at all. Speak up, stand up, be a man for men. And for the woman that could get involved with people like that is to be careful. To see people like that and to see guys like Jesse, to keep your distance, he had a passion. He has a creative mind. There's a lot of things that he could do that he never got the chance to do because he was so much into drugs. And that's ultimately why we lost him. And I didn't get to the end yet, so I'm still in the middle. There's so many things that happened already. After a couple of episodes, we need to have a break because it's very deep. It touches you, it affects you, it impacts you. That's the power of stories. And I don't see no black people in there to make me feel more relatable and feel like, oh my, I relate so much more because he's a black person. I see the life of somebody, truly a life of a human being getting destroyed because of drugs. And even if I never got through it, I sense it, I feel it, it impacts me. Even in my own behavior, my own actions, my own decisions about things that I'm doing in my life, right? My daily life, my daily choices. So, do you need to have necessarily a representation over great stories? No. Hollywood is dying, Netflix is dying, Disney is dying, and all of them, they just don't get it. They did get it at some point, and then they lost it because of politics, because of money, because of power. They got lost into the translation. But they did that at the beginning. So there's always hope. There's always chances. But what she shares here is that stories can make us united all again. And that is in the power of making it challenging for us. Not about representation, not about characters that we want to see, but characters that make us think, make us challenge our thoughts, make us go deeper into wanting to be better people. That's what we want to see ultimately. It gets us closer to God in that divine beauty, perfection of being holy. And that's why you have a lot of classics. When they get to that point and they choose that direction, usually ends up being a classic. So I'm just saying, just a food for thought.